You can sit right here.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Christie's Corner, where we talk about culture, conservatism, Christianity, and common sense. Joy is with us tonight. Hi, honey.
Hello.
Hello. He had
Hello,
Eddie.
everyone.
We're at Celebration Station. Lean over.
I am leaning over.
No, this way.
Okay.
There we go. Celebration Station.
Yeah.
All right.
If you want me in this, you got to repoint that thing.
Okay. We're going to readjust the camera. Oh, look, we have the fire in the. I wonder if that should. Oh, no, that's the fan and the light.
Yeah, me and my shadow.
You and your shadow. Yeah, your shadow doesn't look too good. Hi, everyone. Oh, my gosh, we made it. We made it. Oh, my goodness gracious. We won. Did you guys watch the coverage of the inauguration and all the party ahead of time? Oh, what a phenomenal weekend.
I have thoroughly, I think probably once he got sworn in, then it was like game on. I got to get online so I can kind of help with your chats.
So we've got our hats on. I love how everyone's talking about it took courage to wear these hats during the last 8 years. Y'all, here goes the jacket. On and off. My thermostat's broken. That's just who I am. It's been like that for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Go ahead.
It's cold.
Yeah, and I'm warm.
I just came in. It's 20 degrees. So. Well, I think it's up for everybody.
It said, yeah, the whole country. I think the Northwest is the only place not having.
I think Florida got snow.
Yeah. New Orleans, Bourbon. Well, so sad to even talk about that, but it looks so bizarre to see heavy snow flurries coming down in New Orleans.
Yeah, I always text my cousins when it snows, and they're like, "Oh heck no, Billy Bob." And,
they call him Billy Bob because we're out in the country now.
And she just my cousin, who's Christy was talking about the ex deputy sheriff for like decades. She
did we decide 23 or 27?
I think she went 23 years, or maybe she gave her notice. But anyway, she just texted me a picture of 7 inches of snow in Baton Rouge, and she's got 7 inches of snow in Baton Rouge.
7 inches of snow in Baton Rouge.
She's like, I've never seen this much snow. And I'm like, wow. Yeah, you should. When I was up here, I'm like, I'm a swamp rat. I don't do this. But
Anthony Mark says,
back to the freaking.
Anthony Mark in the chat says, what a great day, wasn't it, though?
Oh, man.
And did you guys, everyone's talking about how amazing Melania looked. And, of course, she did. Oh, my goodness.
How can the hat.
And the hat. They were all talking about the hat. What does it mean? Does it mean anything at all? And I love one person's, and I'm going to get to Usha in just a second. One person has.
I'm trying. Hang on.
Hold on. Wait a minute. So anyway, he's got to do something with his phone here. So the hat, my favorite commentary about her outfit yesterday was when they said, she looks like she is first lady and she means business. And I thought, no doubt, she looked all about resolute. Maybe still a little angry about her lingerie drawer being gone through.
Who was that character that had the long hat, the cartoon character or Marvel character? She kind of looked like that. Dark Shadow or something like that. I don't know. Somebody might know.
Sounds like Mad Magazine. Did y'all read Mad Magazine?
Maybe it was.
Jose, good evening. How are you, my friend? Holy cow, talk about climate change. Was there snow in Kenner and Alexandria? Oh, by the way, hey, all America.
Oh, I'm sure there was. If there was 7 inches in Baton Rouge.
Kenner is on the ocean.
But that's true. If Alexandria didn't have the moisture, they may not have gotten it. But I would imagine Kenner got it.
I wonder if Alexandria got it when we did, because there was a.
No, we just had 6 inches last week. Wasn't it last week?
We had
16. I'm sorry,
inches.
16 or 18.
It was
inches.
Officially 16 inches. It felt like 1981 inaugural for me. Me too, Anthony. Me too. Oh my goodness, my old stomping grounds. Oh, G.I. Jose's from Louisiana.
Oh
So you
yeah.
old Cajun too, huh? I'm not
I might-
a Cajun. He's
I
a
might
Cajun.
have to put a joke on you later.
Anyway, yes, it did feel like 1981, didn't it? And I was so happy they brought it inside. And I thought it was so silly. Wait, let me finish my thought about Usha and Melania. And Melania looking so well, and her hat meaning business. It just meant all business to me. It was a fashion statement of, yeah, I'm here and I know what I'm doing, and I don't appreciate what's happened to this country. And by golly, we're going to do our best to fix it. And I am going to support my husband.
Yeah,
then
basically
last night-
you raided my bedroom.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then last night, Usha, I mean, her pink outfit was lovely. It was
I thought she
lovely.
was beautiful.
But I wonder if she didn't want to upstage Melania. I have a feeling that was a possibility. But last night, she had on this blue gown that was phenomenal. Oh, did y'all
At the
see
military ball.
it? Was it the military?
I think it was at the
Commander-in-Chief,
military ball.
Commander-in-Chief
Commander in
ball.
Chief, yeah.
Might have been.
The
might have been.
commander in chief. Oh, that was awesome.
Anyway, so I just wanted to mention that they're not talking about Usha very much. So let's bring her into the conversation as well, that she was amazing. All right.
They did a
so-
big deal on her looking up at JD when he was being sworn in. And they're like, that's a woman right there. Any man wants any woman to look at him like that.
Oh, how cool is that? Venus is here. Hey, Venus. What's going on, sweet
Louisiana by choice. That's well, I get that. Christy doesn't, but I do.
Well, you know
Hi,
what?
Venus.
But hey, Venus, I'm so glad you're here, sweetheart. Oh my goodness gracious, I'd marry her. Usha, yeah. Any woman that would look at a man like that, yes, like this.
Yeah, just that. And the dude's standing there going, "This is good. I don't get it because I'm just a hillbilly." But
You're a swamp rat.
yeah,
I'm the hillbilly. You're the swamp rat.
yeah.
Oh goodness. So yeah, what an amazing day.
I mean, what do we friggin' talk about?
You know,
Y'all, if there's topics y'all want to talk about, let's
please let us
pop
know.
them up because I was just
We didn't prepare a show
glued
at
to
all.
the TV, and I've been wanting to get. He was signing executive orders so fast, and I'm like, Brett, would you shut up? I would like to hear what this one was because I was waiting for the J6ers one.
Yeah, so
And
they all were.
Everybody
Oh,
was.
You know what?
I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, let's
I
not
will.
start off with that.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Um,
But anyway,
but that does bring up a topic of what was your favorite EO? What was your favorite executive order? Which one of all those executive orders that were so important? Which one was your favorite?
that should be interesting.
I had one I thought of earlier today, and now I can't remember it. Joy's waving at her. Used to go yo-yo fishing in the bayou.
I don't even know what yo-yo fishing
What
is.
is yo-yo fishing? We don't
Maybe
know.
it's where you hop in a pirogue
Yeah.
and
Talk it, baby.
that was funny. That little googly eye thing she was talking about when we first got married. I went down and she had never seen me with any kind of, and this is like all I got. So, but
No
it wasn't-
beard.
it wasn't
he
great.
Was clean shaven the whole time we were dating. And first got
and
married,
I went
still
down
no
there,
beard.
and when I came back,
He
I
was
got the
scruffy.
drawback because we would go fishing out of Cocodrie, and nobody wants to hear this right now. But anyway, I got back and I came back and I was like, "Hey, baby," and she's like, "Hello," and that was back when
I had never heard
I really
Cajun.
was good looking at some point. But that's what I was
I-
told. So it's not
You're
happening
still
now. But
handsome, honey,
thank
don't
you, but
worry
not
about
as
it.
pretty as you. That's,
Oh, that's so
sorry
sweet.
about that.
Let's
That's-
not do that.
Let's not tap on her new knee.
Oh, that you know what? That didn't hurt a bit.
That's good.
My knee is healing, you guys. So Anthony Mark in the chat has said his favorite executive orders are the J6 pardons and the two genders. Couldn't agree more. I
Awesome.
was going to say the two genders and the no more men in women's sports. So how are we going to do that? I don't know how that executive order
it's
was.
just Title IX. You can't switch genders.
Well, they said they're going to revisit Title IX and I guess maybe do something with it
Oh, I just bet they will.
to ensure that this never happens again.
I'm sorry. It's been 4 years of this crap. So if they want to revisit something and I don't jump into the positive right off the bat, you'll have to bear with me a little bit.
It's been 12 years because you have to count the Obama administration. That's 8
It's,
years
you know-
and 4 of Joe. Can you imagine if Hillary had been elected instead of Trump? in
So I mean,
2016?
let's talk about these. But for me, he sat down and he's like, there are scores, hundreds of things that have to be addressed here,
right
here.
away.
So, I mean, you can pick one, but without the other ones, you still have a similar sensation of injustice, of NWO, the whole thing. So,
I'm making my hat smaller. I don't think
are
it'll
you?
stay
Well,
on.
I'm probably going to switch to my cowboy hat.
I think that'll stay on a little better.
So,
They're new hats, y'all. So no, I never wore it in public much. It didn't matter because I don't go out in public much. I couldn't wear it as a salesperson. G.I. Jose, let's see. J6 pardons and 2 genders. Picture a yo-yo. Okay, we're back to yo-yo fishing, you guys. For the audience out here, G.I. Jose is from Louisiana, and he used to go yo-yo fishing, and here he's explaining it. Picture a yo-yo in ties. Oh, a yo-yo, like the one you play with.
I got you.
Onto a branch on the tree, coming out of the branch in the swamp. The line gets a hook that is lowered into the water, and it is spring-loaded.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, back to the executive orders.
I got it. We'll talk.
Y'all will talk later. Okay. Yeah. Anthony Mark said 204 executive orders were signed. I was going to look that up, Anthony Mark, so thank you so much for that information because I was wondering how many we've gotten signed so far.
I was trying to follow them on TV to see exactly what they specifically were. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then when I picked up the remote, I changed the channel.
On accident?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that happens.
So you wanted me to make sure I mention this.
Yeah.
For anybody who's listening that's new, and probably you guys know already, I have tremors and I'm a little ADD. So a lot of times she's got a, I didn't know that until they came out with that. But, you know, now that I'm 58 and senile. Anyway, so if I jump around a bunch, please forgive me. I'm not trying to do that. I'm really not. My brain's just.
It's a trip to live with him. It's always an adventure. Sometimes we get crossways. Sometimes we.
She's like, wait, come back.
Where'd you go? Wait, honey, I need a subject. You are not allowed to use pronouns because he'll have changed subjects in his head using pronouns with no noun, and you don't know anyway.
Okay, enough about me.
Anyway, so Anthony Mark, one of his favorites as well, leaving the World Health Organization.
Yep. Paris Climate Accords, absolutely. The World Health Organization.
Yep.
And America's going to stop getting ripped off. The energy opened ANWR.
ANWR, yes.
Yeah.
Alaska. Drill, baby, drill.
I'll tell you one of the things that I thought was so cool is I was like, I wonder how this speech is going to go. And basically he went, these people suck. And they have destroyed our country. And we have been in decline ever since. And another thing, he just kept going. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, how about that press conference while he was signing those executive orders? Was that phenomenal? Oh, my gosh. And, of course, he had to throw it in there, and I didn't blame him one bit. I thought he could have done it even more, and it wouldn't have been appropriate. But how many of these, he asked, what's the kid from Fox? What's his name?
What?
Ducey, Peter Ducey. He asked Peter Ducey, so how many of these did Joe Biden do like this? And he goes, like this? And Trump says none. And Ducey says,
he's like, so how many of these?
0.
He's like, 0.
0.
Yeah. Physically impossible.
So G.I. Jose talking about the fish. I like putting people over fish. Executive orders, no doubt.
Yeah, we like fish, but
no, I think he's referring to California probably with that.
He is.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You see?
You guys are. Yeah, that's a Louisiana thing.
That probably might be.
Yeah, the Delta smelt. You remember? You know what? Everyone got to talking about that with the California fires. But I remember 9 years ago during the Obama administration, Hannity, who I don't watch anymore, but I used to catch Hannity and Combs, and I don't like all that back and forth business. But anyway, I used to watch it. Anyway, he was talking about that Delta smell and what they were doing to the water back then because the Native Americans, they did not want the river dam. There was a whole big deal about how foolish it was, and the populace didn't want it. Okay, here we go. Anthony Mark, to thank the outgoing president, but Biden deserves our disdain. You know, somebody. Is he going to go down in history as the worst president ever, or does Buchanan still hold that role?
My lifetime, I guarantee.
Well, in our lifetime for sure, but in all of American history, from George Washington to today, will he go down in history as the worst president ever? Because right now, most people say Buchanan because Buchanan did nothing to stop the Civil War. And look how many people died. That was a horrible blot on our country. And people
But
in this in the
You're gonna get
evangelical
off. You're gonna
community.
get off on the Civil War, aren't you?
Well, I was going to go into the spiritual problem that it caused because it was
Okay.
so bloody.
No,
No, I won't though. Let's
It's
stay
your-
on. We're celebration
your show.
station tonight. We're not
It's
going to
your
do
show.
that. I'm not going to do that tonight. Celebration station.
yeah.
Buchanan 1, Biden 2. Anthony Mark says, I have to agree with you, Anthony Mark. I think Buchanan still holds it because of the Civil War and his absolute lack of leadership. And Joe Biden, maybe Buchanan will be the worst president, worst leader ever, and Biden will go down as the most corrupt president we've ever seen. Jacket back on. Do we need a log on the fire, honey?
Yeah, I've got a duck. When
Yeah, yes, you do.
It would not be the first time I get smacked while I'm driving.
You know what, y'all? My picture on my Christie's Corner logo is my short hair, and that picture. Oh, I just poked myself in the eye. I deserve that for messing with
You
my
need me
hair
to
so
cover it
much.
for you?
Yes, I just literally poked myself in the eye. But I want to leave my hat on. It's just bothering me. I don't wear hats very often.
Yeah, and
Go
I
ahead.
wear a felt hat. So
Yes, you wear a cowboy hat all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, so I was laughing. We could talk about the balls, but I've never seen bigger balls on that stage. I mean, it was. I just thought, wow, this is awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, they said there were going to be some big balls. Oh, gee, me.
Remember the gold balloons in the 2016 election, and everyone was making fun of Barron, saying that maybe he was on the spectrum because he was kind of like blown away, and no one had ever seen gold balloons at one of these things. Was that the election? No, that was the convention, right? The RNC convention. Help me remember, guys. When did they drop the gold balloons with the red, white, and blue? And of course, the gold ones were right up Trump's alley, right? so such a what?
Yeah, Jose said, I loved watching him eat crow. I know he's saying it, and you're watching them. You know, you're like trying to go. You're like, I need to be able to focus in two places because this is awesome. I'll tell you what I thought was the strangest thing, because it looked to me like Clinton was in the background going, man, this dude is good.
Did you see that look on his face?
It just looked like, oh, he's good, man. He is putting y'all to shame. Hillary's just sitting there seething.
No, actually, though, she was like, I don't know if that's.
She's had a lot of practice at this.
So here's my crazy conspiracy stuff. That looks like a body double to me. That does not look like the Hillary we saw. Everyone's talking about how good she looks. To me, she doesn't look like Hillary. To me, she looks too good.
Yeah.
She was looking so bad in the race. We were all worried about her health, that she was going to just drop dead. Remember how sick she was in that campaign? And if that's the real Hillary, man, she looks better. Maybe she did get on Ozempic like the rest of them, and maybe got some exercise and better diet and quit being so negative.
Are we talking about Hillary Clinton?
Just for a moment.
Let's not do that anymore.
Yeah, let's not talk about the
Okay.
Clinton. We don't talk about the Clintons.
You know,
we love the Clintons.
I'll tell you one of, hey, I mean,
And
y'all can throw this in.
Oh, you know,
Did you have a topic?
today is my little brother's birthday.
I knew something was going on the 21st.
Yeah. So
Oh.
happy birthday, little brother. I hope it's a good one.
Yep, Johnny.
I wasn't gonna say his name.
It's too late.
It's too late.
It's
Happy
too
birthday,
late.
Johnny.
I made one up. Did we go quiet?
No, we didn't exactly do the Civil War, Anthony Mark. According to Grok, there were gold balloons at the 2017 inaugural balls. Oh, I love that AI stuff. And you know,
Anthony's like all over it.
now, but you just gave your secret away. I thought you were Googling
I
everything.
don't
but Grok
think
is telling you all of it.
Grok is his secret.
Yeah, I think Anthony Mark is very smart.
Yeah, he seems pretty sharp.
All of you guys are smart. You guys blow
Venus-
me away.
Venus, we were watching. I don't know. We were watching Fox News. You know, I think if you were watching CNN, you would not have had as festive a time. because those guys will not let go of it is like they just will not stop digging the hole. So I'm sure you could have caught it on one of the networks, but it would have been nothing like, watching it on Newsmax or Fox.
No. I'm kind of boxed in. You want to turn the fan off? I think the fire's cool
How does
enough.
that box you in?
I'm boxed in right here. Will you turn the fan?
I'm like, what does a fan have
What does
to
the
do?
fan have to do with boxing? Newsmax was on 7-second delay yesterday, was it? I didn't know that. We were on Fox and we taped everything. And sorry about the background noise, y'all. I totally forgot that fan was on. We have a little stove that's a wood burning stove. Don't put a log on, honey. Let's wait until
I got it, sunshine.
Oh, he's got it. I got to quit telling him what to do. 28 years of telling him what to do.
Yeah,
He doesn't need me to do that.
We got it licked. It shouldn't be a problem from now on.
You think you can do a fire? That's a joke, y'all. It's a joke. It's me being a wife. Just a wifey wife.
I got it, dear. Don't worry. Yes, ma'am. Sure,
Man, but
honey.
Celebration Station. You know
Yes,
what, guys?
dear.
All right. So last week I talked about, because I had suggested Jan Markell and Olive Tree Ministries. Very good thing to watch.
Yeah,
Carrie Underwood
I've
was
enjoyed that.
Outstanding. Was she though? So before I do that, Anthony, because I lost my train of thought there. I'm not very good at this chat and keeping a train of thought going. I'm gonna have to figure that out.
I'm trying to keep up with me and these guys and what happened yesterday.
Well, I remember now. I said last week that we couldn't let up. We couldn't let our guard down, even though we won. That it's very important that we continue to stay engaged. So I think moving forward in 2025, we need to really pay attention, perhaps more than we ever did, about how we can stay on track with our elected representatives. And they say politics is local. It all starts at the local level. So finding out what's going on in your town, what's going on in your county, what's going on in your region, and then what's going on in your state. I think it's going to be very important that we stay. Yeah, so let's get to Carrie Underwood. No kidding.
No, wait. G.I. Jose said his wife is the same. I thought it was the Lone Ranger. That's funny.
That's
the
beautiful.
Carrie Underwood thing. We were sitting there watching it, and I'm like, she's going a cappella, man.
Yeah.
And then right about that time, she goes,
because y'all know the words.
Yep.
Sing it with me.
That was
that
just
voice of hers.
a professional.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
And the acoustics were amazing, weren't they? Anytime you have a big hall like that, the acoustics are fantastic. I know, believe me. We're in a short ceiling here, and I don't have good acoustics here. Oh, but she was phenomenal. And you could hear everyone singing with her. No, it was so cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
That what Anthony's talking about, that 7-second delay.
Yeah.
I completely understand why. It stunned me that they made such a big deal about it moving inside, whether it was weather or not. The whole
WEATHER.
Yeah, whether it was weather.
Whether it was weather. You're right.
Yeah, I get corrected a lot too.
Sorry.
Not too much, but
a little bit.
Not as much as
it's that ADD thing.
Not as much as mom might. That is improper. Cannot end a sentence with a preposition. But anyway,
like where it's at.
The whole security thing. I found that. You're watching it because we just got used to watching for it. I don't know about you guys, but with everything that's been going on, I watch for it in Walmart and wherever I'm at.
Oh, you have eyes in the back of your head now?
I'm constant. I've done that for a while.
Sure.
But
as a woman, women have always had to do that. We look under our cars as we're approaching our car.
Yeah.
We look underneath to make sure no one's hiding. Go ahead.
But looks like they stepped up the security because he's the boss now.
Plus, he had private security as well. It was not just Secret Service.
Really?
Yes.
I don't blame him.
No, how can you blame him? And did you notice too? And Anthony Mark says the USA will thrive in 2025. I love that. 2025
Everybody
is going to be the
so
year to thrive.
Excited to just feel like we have our nation back.
It was like that right after the election too, wasn't it? When you went to the store, you went anywhere, everyone was lighter and happier and feeling better. I wore yellow tonight specifically on purpose because and a lot of yellow, and it was all about they say it was all about the decorators were trying to bring the theme of positivity, that we are back. America is back. Look out, world.
Yeah, he had that hand sewn rug in there before, and they were like, that was funny when he was signing those executive orders and firing off, because I thought he was just he ordered that one person, okay, you move over here, and then they ask a question, he's like, well, that would just be like stupid, why would I say that to you? Why
and that one press conference in Mar-a-Lago, why would I answer that?
And I mean, he just looks at him like, not answering that question, and it's coming, and they were firing him off, and at any time he could have stopped them and said, look, I got people to go, places to be, but
they got people to go.
Yeah, or places to meet. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, you guys.
anyway, no, I do a lot of that on purpose, just to hide it. But I think that office and signing and answering questions to, just getting fired out one after the other, stayed completely on topic, was completely
informed,
concise
as usual.
And I think that was just another performance of his to say, look, don't tell me that guy had it together.
He was so well prepared. And we've seen this over and over, right? We've seen it when he goes on his weaves, when he starts to weave and brings it back to where he started.
It's the weave. you got to understand the weave.
But yesterday, is it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday.
He's teaching people. He is teaching people how to sell.
Indeed. The guy is a fantastic salesperson. But what was it? It was 60 minutes long. And every single question, he knew what the topic was. He knew all about the topic and had an answer for it. And when he didn't know or didn't want us to know, because negotiations need to happen behind the scenes still on particular things, he just straight up, sorry guys, can't talk about that. We'll see.
Yeah, he wasn't mincing words and coming up with something to fill in. He was just like, I'm not talking about that.
Chat's going quiet. Are we still online?
It looks like we're moving.
All right.
Move your head. Yeah.
You're
easier to see. It's red.
It's red.
Red and yellow. You're easy to spot.
So so this was definitely in honor.
Traffic,
huh?
You could be directing traffic in that.
This way, that way. Go around. So I wore yellow in honor of it's a bright new day. We won. We made it to January 20th. Now that was my big fear. And I told Troy when and I've been saying it kind of all year. Every time we came out with a after the debate. Once the debate happened, I thought, oh. Yeah, it looks like, okay, we've won now. Everything's going to be fine. But you guys know this as well as I do, that when an animal is cornered, they fight hard. When that fight or flight instinct kicks in, it's spooky. And the left is losing. And the globalists are losing, and they know it. And that, in a way, it doesn't terrify me because I trust God completely, and we could get into the rapture and all that kind of stuff. And I have 100% confidence that everything's going to be fine. But that's what I'm saying about vigilance. They're going to try hard, or they'll wait 4 years.
He does so many things at the same time. I think he was setting an example for the world, for every nation, for the UK.
That's such a good point.
I think he was just like, you don't have to do this.
That is such a good point. The Club of Rome in 1956, I think it was, said, bring us a leader, be he angel or demon, and we will follow him. And they were talking, the economy was just messed up. It's 10 years after the war and everything was, but what they were really talking about was putting in place globalism. And, I absolutely want America to be the shining city on the hill. I want people to be like us, not come to us and bring their own culture and mess everything up.
That's Baton Rouge.
Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. Baton Rouge. Can you see that snow? Oh my gosh.
Okay, we can get back to what you were saying. That's my She's got LSU season passes. She takes me every once in a while.
Oh, is that Miss Laney?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's Miss Mary Lee.
Oh, that's Mary Lee.
Yeah. My Uncle
She's
Johnny
so
used to take us fishing out in the Fouchon.
Fouchon.
Then we went to
G.I.O.S.A.
Cogadree because they put the bridge in. So anyway.
Yeah, Katrina wiped out y'all's fishing camp.
Yeah, but it was a Cajun government kind of, he knows how it is. They let everybody rebuild their camps after they had sank a test pylon and then came back and bought them all out and told them they had to move.
What?
Yeah. Look at when that bridge construction started. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So what else? How about him dancing with the sword?
Oh, wasn't that amazing?
He just looked like a big kid, like, I'm the president, I'm in charge, and give me your sword.
I think that was the commander-in-chief ball where Usha was wearing that beautiful blue dress. It was so gorgeous.
Melania and JD were cracking up. They were rolling.
That was adorable.
I thought that was great. And he's like, I'm not giving up my sword. And I don't know what happened in the background. Did somebody finally come give that guy a different sword so he could have a sword?
Yeah, because he was loading a sword into the sheath.
and like the commander took his and he's like, sir, you're out of uniform. Here's a sword. Here, take mine.
Maybe so.
He just looked like he was having a blast. I haven't seen anything from him attending the other balls. Did y'all got any stuff about that or
about any of the other balls besides the commander-in-chief balls? We were talking too. We did not go into the Capitol on that trip to DC that we took, and we were saying yesterday we've got to go to the Capitol. And we did cram in a whole bunch of sites, but the two places we did not go inside. Oh, the White House either. We didn't do a tour of the White House.
No, we didn't because we were on squeeze time.
Oh, and it was so packed. The town was so packed. That was that trip where 2.5 million. But we were talking yesterday. Everything was so exciting, and we had pretty much put our travel days behind us, right? We've been thinking, okay, no more money on travel. We just save it up for old folks' home whenever the time comes. And then yesterday we were so excited about how great everything was. We're like, we got to go back. We got to go back to Washington. We've got to go to the Capitol. I want to go to the White House now that and we want to do it while he's in office. And what was the third place? The Capitol, the White House. What was the other one?
Somebody throw a chat out there.
Yeah, are we still on?
It looks like we're on, but
5 by 5?
Maybe we're just boring.
Maybe we are.
Or maybe we're covering all of the things they wanted to talk about.
I don't know.
I don't know. But the chats, there we go. Thank you.
Testing 1, 2, 3. I see your chat.
Roger.
Yeah. That's from Airplane?
Yes.
That movie was so funny.
Yeah.
So I guess my favorite executive order was definitely the J6ers. What a travesty.
I was.
Can you believe this happened? Okay, so last night let me set it up. And then, so if you don't want to hear this, you might want to tune out for a minute because, don't go away, but don't make it too sad.
No, I think it's important.
Well, I couldn't listen to it. I could not listen to the testimonies of those that were pardoned because it was too emotional for me. And Jose, I have PTSD as well.
I don't know.
There are certain things I can't listen to or talk about or watch too much of because it'll kind of bring that back. And
that was happening last night because I was trying to let her know what was going on, and she's like,
I was very disturbed, so happy they were pardoned, and this mixed emotion of why is this upsetting me so much? And then I realized, oh, this is PTSD stuff. Those guys were trapped, and trapped is not good for that. Anyway, so he was listening to it online. So go ahead.
Yeah, it was a X-Cast. So I forget if it's that Shellcast or whatever, but it's a J6er. And so they come together, and some of them have got out. Pretty much all of their lives have been completely uprooted at best. But most of them did time, some of them together, then they'd move them. But you can just hear one of the guys who's like a top guy of getting the word out and everything on X and stuff is Brandon Straka.
Oh yeah, Brandon Straka. Yeah, we know him, right?
So if you follow him, you'll definitely be able to get on it. But they were, I went to bed last night, and they were talking about all these guys are listening, and they're trying to hear, and the announcers are talking over them, and they're listening, and they're listening, and they're
Waiting for the
listening.
pardon of the J6ers, right?
And one of
Yeah.
them was,
They were waiting on their part to hear if he had signed the pardon yet. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and one of them was like, and the bands, he's like, how many bands were there? And when the other one was like 75 bands. And this little desk is there with these pardons on top of it. And we're all like, 75. I don't want to see these people dance anymore. And and he goes, yeah, that was a real parade. Sure, come on, sign the thing. You know, and then the other one
Bless
was,
their hearts.
and the other
Oh my
one said
gosh.
that because what they were going through at the time, and I got to thinking about this, and I didn't really get involved in it, but these guys were put in prison back when things were like they were in 2020 with all the chaos and everything. So they were singled out by a lot of those internal people.
Internal people, what does that mean?
Inmates, the inmates, you know, the inmates, you know, and they would hang together.
The J6ers as being different than the regular cons.
Yeah, and
So they were treated
and
differently.
who are you going to run with in there, right? You know, so they would be like, what are you in for, or whatever. And he said, man, J6ers were like magnets to each other. And one guy, it was moving. I was like almost in tears because one guy came on and he's like, I'm finally free. And he got to get out. But the other ones, halfway houses, prisons, were holding them back. And so everybody was having to go through, but these guys are so tight. There was over 1,000 people on that thing last night. And even though they were blown away, and they're like, we appreciate the support, but we were alone at the beginning, and we've got to watch out for that.
They weren't alone. So many of us were praying for them. They don't know.
So
almost the whole country. If you're like me, and I know a lot of y'all, I know y'all are, that when we did our morning prayers, that the Holy Spirit would put that on our hearts to pray for them, and we prayed for them. So
then we started hearing this guy's out, and somebody else would call, and even Elon Musk, I saw one of his texts to him, and he's like, if anybody's having problems, text me, or X me, or whatever it's called. I don't know what is it called now on X.
I think he can X me.
Is it still a tweet?
I don't know. It's his son's name. Wasn't he adorable? Little X. Little X. Oh my goodness. Hey, if Frank Zappa can name his daughter Moon Unit.
Yeah, X is like X is easy. Nothing. That's awesome. He's like, hey, X came with me. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out because those guys were still, and they may be to this moment, people are resisting the change.
Yeah, they are.
And the environment that they were in were there. And I don't know if y'all know this or not, but you know, some of these guys were you and me. Some of them are, you know, sales guys. Some of them are accountants. And
we had said last night, what if we had gone in 2020 rather than 2009?
Yeah, we went in 2009.
We would have been one of them. We might have been one of them. I don't think we would have gone. I don't know if we'd have gone inside or not. I'm so picky about rules.
I wouldn't have gone inside.
I'm so picky about rules. I'd have wondered, are you supposed to do this? We're not. This is not open. This is not the part you go through. This is not
a good idea. But they were picking people off the streets too. Mm-hmm. So anyway, my whole point was, and I want to give my, really, no kidding. And I think we're going to find out.
I think we will.
So I want to give my condolences, my prayers, my thoughts to all the families, because I believe it's 6 now that have committed suicide because they did not want to get thrown back into that. And I'm just talking about the whole system, because even one of them had talked about, and I'm going to get back off this because it's supposed to be joyous, but this is important. One of them was told, plead guilty, you'll do 6 months. And so he went ahead and pled. And I don't know which person it was. I got a real good guess who she was. Came back and said, okay, so that'll be now elevated to a terrorist charge.
Oh my gosh.
And so you can't pull back the guilty plea.
No.
He had already
guilty.
been, and then they added it after the fact. So
It's almost double jeopardy.
yeah.
G.I. Jose says, I 100% understand about PTSD. I'm still vexed by memories, and I see and feel and smell everything like when I was there again. By the grace of God, I'm here, and I'm here for you, my friend. Oh, thank you, G.I. Jose. You know, that's one of the tools they gave me was to smell, taste, feel. This is 2024. This is 2025. Touching the table. I smell my house. I don't smell the memories. I smell my house. I got a husband, and God has me. Most important of all, God has me.
Yeah, that's
my little toolbox. I have more tools than that.
I didn't know about all this stuff. And then that first couple of years was a little touching. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And so I just wanted to bring those guys up. And one of the things I was going to say is it's easy to get on there and obviously use your own discretion based on the way that they've been doing things legally. But, you know, some of these guys, if we could, you know, if the whole world could follow them, that might be a way to get them.
Follow them on X.
Repost their stuff, like their stuff. You know, if everybody just did a little bit, because you know, some people couldn't do it.
That's a great idea. Let's put that out there in the ether, you guys, in the universe. Try to look up the J6. Is there a group? Is it called?
You can see it where it says listen in when they're having
But do they have a name? Is there?
It's J6er.
J6ers. So if we all follow them on X and then our friends follow, then we can get a pretty good follow. That's a great idea.
That's why I wanted to tell the story because some of these guys were talking about one lady who got out. I mean, you had ladies doing it, and then I saw an X deal of, I believe it was the gentleman whose wife and mother of his wife, and they had a kid, got locked up for protesting in front of an abortion clinic. I can't say that. I just nailed you. An abhorrent clinic. But anyway.
No, you can't say that here.
No, the other guy does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she, I think I saw him.
We didn't mean to hurt
anybody. But the whole point is that he was able to. He said, "I'm going." I thought I saw a tweet of him saying, "I'm going to get my wife right now." And so you're just like,
oh, because she was getting out,
watching the country change.
Anthony Mark says in the chat, "I'm a rule follower as well. He believes in following the rules. So do I. You know that was that other thing about I've led 2 lives, you guys.
Yeah, experience.
I have led 2 lives. There's no doubt about it. You know, I was thinking about that today. That about the show tonight was going to be Celebration Station. We have got so much abhorrent clinic. Yep. And Anthony Mark remembers that arrest too in front of the clinic. Yeah. Yeah. And the one inside the clinic too, right?
And you're just looking at this lady and you're like, what a lovely person. You're kidding me. Yeah. She's a mother. And the guy's like, they're taking my wife. Yeah. They're literally taking my wife. Yeah. So the, you know, all of these pardons and all of these executive orders, it is so vast. And this is how bad they damaged us. Yes. I mean, so we are back on track now.
You know, the last 4 years, we've just been shaking our heads, right? Just what the heck is that? You know, what is going on? And I would write and I would think, you know, this is prophecy and this is this and this is that and all of that and watch entertainment as much as possible to try and forget. But it was getting so bad. And I think my biggest problem with the whole shebang, and I don't know how to say this on YouTube, but it has to do with libraries. And when that started happening, and the mothers were all okay with it, those mothers that were okay with it because they wanted to be so inclusive, I think that was the last straw for me, guys. And that's when I was like, okay,
sitting there
all right, I pay my tithe, I give to charity, I give my time when I can. Troy works with a lot of men and helps them. He's a very amazing guy, how he does that. And so, you know, been doing all that. But then when that started up, that kind of like the Holy Spirit just said, hey, Christy, Do more. You're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. What's funny?
Yeah, says Troy's a great guy for you.
He did, didn't he? I know he is, isn't he? You know what, y'all? I would not be alive if
describe that meaning in one word.
Great guy.
Like resilient or submissive.
You're not submissive.
No, I'm not.
Not at all.
But I'm like, I don't know how to take that. That's
blessings to all the political prisoners in Washington, D.C. jails. Yes, yeah. Anthony Mark, you are so right. They never perform at nursing homes. They never perform at okay, that's so interesting that you said that. What is that in context to, Anthony Mark? Anthony Mark, they never perform. Oh, what I was talking about. They perform at libraries, but they never perform at nursing homes because nobody would let them. And that's our generation.
Well, not to mention they're not going. He's saying they're not, if I'm not mistaken, they're not trying to change old that folks. Crowd, they're trying to mentally.
Easy does it.
What did I say?
No, you weren't. You didn't say anything. I was just trying to stop you.
I'm pretty direct.
We read each other's minds.
Well, I'm pretty direct, and she knows. It's like, okay, there was.
So earlier I was thinking about Celebration Station. We've got so much to be grateful for, and all of that happiness. And I was also thinking about my story, and how I have led 2 lives, and that nowadays. We know that authenticity is the new currency, right? That's what we love about Trump. He's real. He's 100% authentic. What he says, he means. He thinks for a second, and then it comes out. And what he comes out is who he really, really is. And so I guess what I'm trying to say. They're not recruiting at nursing homes. And Anthony Mark said to your comment, they're not recruiting at nursing homes. So true. Isn't that crazy though, you guys?
Oh yeah. I think
do you think that's going to slow down a little bit? So you know what? I think that's going to get.
I think that's going to get real interesting because those people. Sorry, I don't know if you can use this word. Are so brain scrubbed. And dug in, because I remember what was a few years ago with that person walking down that parade route saying, "We're coming for them.
We're coming for your."
And
yes.
And I'm like, wow, that was in your face, and they did it, they mean it, and they believe it.
So it's a belief system that's deeply embedded, and. We don't have children, obviously. We don't know the lingo of the kids nowadays. I mean, I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, but they're kind of I don't see them enough. We don't see them enough. We need a new car. We got to get a new car. And we're probably going to have to get a hybrid.
The cars are not what's stopping us.
It's part of it.
It's dogs and chickens and rabbits and lions and tigers and bears.
No, because we can make one-day trips.
And then... Okay, this will be an off-camera conversation.
Off-camera argument. But I'm over 200,000.
You notice she said argument.
I did. He said discussion. Anyway.